Hello and welcome everybody to another Edge of Eternities draft video. I'm paulcheon and today we are sitting at Platinum 2. We've been going up steadily, one rank at a time over the past few videos, so I feel like we have a little bit of upward momentum. So let's continue that momentum in this draft. Now before we hop into this draft, just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes of Edge of Eternities or booster boxes of Final Fantasy or singles for your constructed decks, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. They are the place to go to for premium deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, you name it, they got it. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Alrighty, here we go, new pack. Wait, I opened this in the last one. And I didn't take it last time, and I won't take it this time. The problem is, I mean, this just doesn't have a good enter the battlefield effect, and I feel like for any station or spacecraft that I'm going to pay 4 mana for, like, it's got to do something when it comes into play. But you know what card I do like? The Monoist Circuit-Feeder. This is one of my favorite uncommons in the set. 6 mana for a 4/4 flyer. And basically, you just kill something for the number of artifacts you have in play, and then it also pumps one of your creatures as well. So, you know, honestly, it's not difficult to make this work in any color combination. I feel like there's enough landers and artifacts where this is just going to be a premium pick in any deck. Additional options here are the Siege Ship Agrarian and Station Monitor and Grav Kill, both all fine options, but I don't think any of them are on the level as the Monoist Circuit-Feeder. Okay, well this is a nice pack too. Rare was missing out of the pack. There's a Codecracker Hound, Depressurize, and Grav Kill. And I do love a Codecracker Hound. I think this card is just, again, one of my favorite uncommons in the set as well. You know how much how good Sipsig Appraiser was in Tarkir Dragonstorm? Well, guess what? You get to do it twice. So this is potentially a nice start for a blue-black control deck. I do think that it's enough better than Depressurize and Grav Kill, where I will take it here. Oh, All Fate Stalker. Okay. All right, this is a really interesting pack. There is All Fate Stalker, Siege Ship Agrarian, Plasma Bolt, and Virus Beetle. I find that Plasma Bolt doesn't always kill the things that I want, so I actually don't think it's I don't think it's that great. There's Agrarian, there's Virus Beetle, there's All Fate Stalker. Now, the best card here is the All Fate Stalker, but that would mean that I would have to take a card that makes me kind of give up on my first 2 picks, and both of these cards are better than the All Fate Stalker. So I think, honestly, Virus Beetle is the pick here. It's a solid 2-mana play. I do think the Stalker is a much better card, but I'm going to take the Virus Beetle because I think it already goes really well with not only the Monoist Circuit-Feeder, but if we do end up drafting kind of a controlling blue-black deck, it's kind of where we want to be. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 4. No good blue cards I love here. There's a Wormwhale Sweeper, but I don't like this as much in a blue-black deck, which is a little more controlling. It is an artifact, though. There's also Mech and Shieldmate, but I don't really want to take this that early either. Yeah, I don't want to take... You know what? I think I'm going to try the Melded Moxite here over Germinating Worm. I've been drafting green a lot, and I want to see if maybe there's some kind of artifact deck that we can draft that's in the Grixis colors and just try something a little bit different. Noting that blue does seem to be getting cut off here. All I saw was a second pick Codecracker Hound, and all these other blue cards look kind of weak. Pick 5 gives us Kov Landseeker and Grav Pack Monoist along with an Embrace Oblivion. Do I want the Monoist or the Landseeker? I think I'm just going to take something a little bit cheaper here and take the Monoist. It's a black card as well, and, you know, there's obviously some sacrifice stuff that you can pull off here. But then now this is really weird. Pack 1, pick 6, Selfcraft Mechan is a card that I consider to be very, very nice in blue-black. There's also Grav Pack Monoist. There's a late Ice Cave Crasher as well. I think I'm just going to take the Mechan here. I think this is really, really good in blue-black. And give up on the second Grav Pack Monoist just to see if there's something we can do here. And here I will take a Faller's Faithful. One nice thing here is you can just kill your own creatures. And being able to throw away stuff like Virus Beetle is quite nice. I think I'll take that over the Ore Plate Pangolin here. And now we have the choice between Divert Disaster, Starbreach Whale, Roving Actuator, and Slag Drill Scrapper. Guess I'll take the Whale. This is kind of oftentimes when I've drafted these blue-black decks, I've had a lack of win conditions, so let's take that. I'm not going to take Station Monitor. I know it's late and blue-white might be open, but I just don't want to take it here. I can take the Sentinel or the Sweeper. And I think in a blue-black control deck, I'd rather just have the Sentinel over the Sweeper. Granted, I don't really want to play either. Wow, Self-Craft Mechan, pack 1, pick 10. That is fantastic. So now I think I'm going to lock myself into a blue-black deck. Look for some more cheap things to play. But I do think this is a pretty nice setup. Although, noting that white did seem open as well. But this seems like a nice collection of cards. We have a couple of flyers in the late game to win with. We have a couple of ways to kill things. We have some ways to draw cards. So lots of ways to get card advantage. And now it's just trying to shore up, again, the lower end of the mana curve here. I'll take all the Virus Beetles that I can get. Here, there's an Ilvoy Light Jammer and a Mechan Shieldmate. I'll take the Shieldmate here just in case I need a 2-mana play. I mean, honestly, playing a Faller's Faithful targeting my Monoist is not even that bad either. This right now, like Nanoform Sentinel and I mean, certainly the Nanoform Sentinel doesn't need to make it into my deck. There's the mythic comment of the set, folks. Love to see it. Cryogen Relic is so incredible. It just does everything you want in every archetype. If you're ramping, it draws you extra cards. If you're playing a defensive deck, it draws you cards and it can stun things. If you pick it up, you can draw cards. You can sack it to draw cards. It's everything that the blue-black decks want here. So very, very happy to pick it up. And notably, it's my first spell that I've picked up here. Pack 2, pick 2, there is an Embrace Oblivion, but I'm just going to take another Cryogen Relic. I do like Monoist Sentry as well. It just blocks really well. It's an artifact too, but I think the Cryogen Relic is just simply too good in blue-black. All right, pick up the second copy there. I mean, no rares, but I kind of like this setup, so let's see where we go. Alpharel is a totally fine card. Definitely going to take it over Mechan Assembler. This just costs 5 mana. 5 mana for a 4/4 with no enter the battlefield effect in a format full of really good removal is not where you want to be. Not where you want to be at all. But Alpharel is a very solid creature. Let's go ahead and take it. So we have a Codecracker Hound, Alpharel, double Self-Craft Mechan, and double Cryogen Relic. Well, the nice thing about this deck is it is not going to run out of action. So what am I considering cutting if I end up with too many playables? It's probably the Whale, and maybe ideally I can pick up a better 2-drop than the Mechan Shieldmate, but given that it's an artifact, there's a little more upside here depending on how many artifacts I end up playing. But if both of these cards make it into my deck, it's also not the end of the world. Yep, definitely could use some removal, given that I'm blue-black, right? Cryo Shatters, Depressurizes, Grav Kill, a lot of good options as long as we see some. Oh, I also have the Faller's Faithful, although generally I don't want to be using this to kill too many things. Pack 2, pick 4, there's a Fell Grav Ship. We actually, given that this is our first spacecraft and we do have some nice creatures to get back, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this. Nothing really else of note here. I will take every Self-Craft Mechan I see. I mean, although to be fair, 3 is a good number. 30 is a good number. Now all of a sudden, obviously Cryogen Relics are premium, but now we're getting to the point where even a card like Nutrient Block becomes very, very good because it costs 1 mana, and with triple Self-Craft Mechan, you don't have to pay the 2 mana to sack the block, and all of a sudden you get basically a 4 mana 4/5 that draws you a card for a very, very low cost. I mean, the first time we tried blue-black control, it didn't go so well, but I'm really liking this configuration here so far. Pack 2, pick 6 gives us a couple of interesting options. There is a second Grav Pack Monoist, which is fine. There is a Mechanizoa, which I actually don't mind, but there are better options here. There's both Tractor Beam and Fell Grav Ship, and I'm actually going to take Tractor Beam. I do like Fell Grav Ship, but you don't want too many of these type of effects, and I'm also lacking removal. So I do, so I think Tractor Beam is a very, very nice card to play here. Also, I can steal artifacts, and then I can sack them with the Self-Craft Mechan for extra value, which is quite nice. Pack 2, pick 7. I'm probably going to take Lightless Evangel, although admittedly, like, this isn't that great in blue-black. I mean, if there are some self-sacrifice strategy... Actually, you know what? It's totally fine. It's a fine 2-drop. I think it's probably better than the Shieldmate. I have a couple of Cryogen Relics and triple Self-Craft Mechan. So given that, I think I'm going to have enough sacrifice where... I mean, honestly, all you need to do is turn this into a 3-3 and you're happy, right? Pack 2, pick 9. Wow, Pulsar Squadron Ace, Biosynthetic Burst. Lots of good cards here on the wheel. I mean, I don't really care about either of those cards. I guess I'll take a Chrome Companion. Now, if this was best of 3 draft, I would take the Annul. But Annul is a card that I don't think you should really be main decking. So I'm just taking this in case I need a 2-mana artifact creature. Pangolin, I'll take Beckoner. Here we have Ilvoy Lightjammer versus another Whale. I'll just take another Whale, I guess. Like I said, all these cards on the right, we have a Lightjammer too. I'm not super interested in. And honestly, Divert Disaster could be a card that I consider playing. Just if I do end up with not enough 2-mana cards that I'm happy with, I can certainly play it. Pack 3, pick 1 gives us Sisurian Dirgecraft or Lost in Space as options. And given my lack of interaction and the fact that I don't really love the Dirgecraft all that much, I will take the Lost in Space. I just think it's a more important card for my deck to succeed. Pack 3, pick 2. Well, I guess I need a 2-drop, so I'll take the Mechan Navigator. Not really looking to splash the Rescue Skiff. There's a Plasma Bolt and a Command Bridge. Hilderblade can also be okay, but you know what? It's a 2-mana artifact creature that can have some potential upside if I do pick up some spacecraft. So let's take the Mechan Navigator here. All right, pack 3, pick 3. There's another Virus Beetle, and we are going to slam that one. Survey Mechan is okay. I'm definitely higher on this. I will admit that I was wrong about this card. I thought this card was really bad, and I do think it's playable more in like the multicolor lander decks, not in just straight 2-color decks, but Virus Beetle is a 2-mana artifact card that also works really well with the Self-Craft Mechans. I can throw them away to the Alpha Rail. There's just like, if I get, 1 or 2 more Virus Beetles, I'll be happy. I will be happy. All right, pack 3, pick 4. Well, we knew that white was open. This is another Ulfate Stalker, but I'm happy with my deck right now. There's also a Pain for All and a Memenon, but don't want any of those cards because we're not those colors. So I guess for us, we'll just take a Graph Pack Monoist just to have a nice creature to just curve out with. This is just kind of never bad. Even if you're on the back foot, you can just block. Oftentimes, there are things you can use to... There are some sacrifice effects. Granted, we don't have one right now, but I do think it's just a totally fine card to play for a Dimir deck. Now, again, this gets much better if I do end up with some sacrifice synergies. Wow, this pack is nuts! Not the Meteor Crater, but Biomechan Engineer, Banishing Light, Zookeeper Mechan, pick 5? These are premium cards, and I'm going to take Cryo Shatter, and I'm going to be very happy about it too. So very, very good pack. All right, things are starting to dry up here, so we will probably have to dip into our sideboard. Cloud Sculpt Technician is fine. I actually don't love this card, but I think it's a fine card to play. Here I'll take an Unravel just as a counter spell. We have another Mechan Navigator. Hey, look, it's another 2-mana artifact. Happy enough to play that. Wow, Ice Cape Crasher, pack 3, pick 9. All right, you know what? People still figuring things out, I feel. But these are 20 cards that I'm reasonably happy with. This is 14 creatures, along with a Grab Ship. We have a couple of removal spells. Overall, pretty happy with this setup. I have a bunch of Mechan Shieldmates already, so I guess I'll take Command Bridge, but I don't think I'm going to play it. There's a Divert Disaster, which I do think I will probably play some copies of. It works really nicely with the ability to leave up mana to sack Cryogen Relic end of turn. So I do like that. And yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty reasonable. How many ways do I have to tap the Navigator? Just the one Grab Ship, huh? Usually, like, it's pretty easy to pick up a couple of spacecrafts, but we only got the one. We did have the option for the second Getfell Grab Ship, but I'm pretty okay taking the Tractor Beam over that. And if you look at our deck, I mean, we actually are a little bit light on removal. Let's see. Cryo Shatter, Lost in Space, Tractor Beam. A Faller's Faithful, which you generally don't want to use as removal. and the Circuit-Feeder. So yeah, we're a little bit light. So I'm really happy that I took the Lost in Space and the Tractor Beam. And now we're just going to have to find some cards to add to this deck. This definitely does not feel like an Ilvoy Light Jammer deck. I don't care enough about that. Our artifact count's currently at 11, which is pretty good. Granted, we don't have that many artifact payoffs, but we do have a couple of good targets here for the Self-Craft Mechan to sacrifice. All right. You know, honestly, I think we can probably fit one copy of Divert Disaster into the deck. Maybe we'll put an Unravel as well. Card draw, counter spells, and then maybe like a Starbreach Whale for a little bit of hand smoothing and another flyer to win the game with in the late game. I mean, certainly I could consider the other one. I do think it's generally better than Perigee Beckoner. Although, surprisingly, this actually has a slightly higher win rate, but I don't know. I just, given my deck, like if I'm a little more aggressive, I think the Beckoner is better, but I think for this type of deck, feels like it wants Starbreach Whale more than the other stuff. We are very, very high on creatures. Yeah, let's cut one of the whales. I mean, 15 creatures with these removal spells and these counter spells. The fact that I can play one, I don't think I want to draw multiple copies of this, and we have a few flyers to win the game with. I think this is a much better balance of threats, removal, card draw, etc. than I've had in my previous blue-black decks. I can potentially curve out and win games with this deck. So let's give this a whirl. Looks pretty exciting. Let's see how it does. All right, now before round one starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in a different way, I do have a Patreon channel. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you for your support. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, along with monthly videos that I produce on a, monthly basis. And I do think those are going to be great resources for you to up your limited game. All right, on the play here, 2 Swamps, Virus Beetle, Graph Pack, Monoist, Cryogen Relic, Tractor Beam, and Circuit-Feeder. 2 Swamps. If I don't draw another land, like it's kind of tough. But I do have a Virus Beetle on 2. And I do have a Mono... You know what? I don't know. I think this was like borderline. But the way that I look at it is if I draw any land, I will be able to go turn 2 Virus Beetle into turn 3 Monoist, and then the moment I draw my island, my hand is looking really, really strong. I am playing 9 blue sources too, and 8 black sources. Maybe I should... What do you think? Do you play the dual land? That the really slow one. Do you play that in a 2-color deck? Like maybe I should. Just like hate hands like this, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I was checking out the win rate of that land specifically, and it's actually lower than the average win rate for a Dimir deck. So unless you have a really big reason to play the card, in general, it seems like the card doesn't necessarily help a 2-color strategy. Now, if you're talking about a 3-color deck, obviously that changes things. Hey, they got a little bit of value there with Siege Ship Impact. All right, Island next turn would be great. If I don't draw one, I am in trouble. Okay. Hey, you know what? That's actually not bad. I forgot I had that card. And given that I need to draw lands, I will use Faller's Faithful on the Monoist, assuming it doesn't get countered. But I think if they had a counter, they would have countered a Monoist. Just seems like a good thing to target. Alright. Hey, that was good. We drew another Swamp. They get to ramp. We still have a 3-1 and a 2-2 here. Alright, just one island. Is that too much to ask for? Alright, our opponent's on Sultai Valley with a Siege Ship Agrarian into a land here, most likely. Alright, I mean, that's problematic. It absolutely is. And we still failed to draw a land. Or a blue source, okay? Yeah, this is brutal. But I did keep a 2 Swamp hand, so... But I have drawn 6 cards. I've looked at 6 cards with 9 9 blue sources in my deck, so if I draw like a blue source into the Monoist Circuit-Feeder, obviously I'll be feeling very, very good about this. Now, my opponent, if they play like a land and attack with the Agrarian, I just don't have great blocks. Like, I can try to double block, but man, any removal spell blows us out. Oh, do they have a land here too? Double Agrarian? This is gross. Especially because I just don't have a ton of good removal. Man. Alright. We need to sack everything because they could have made it a 6/6. There is the blue source. Great. Play Cryogen Relic. I just can't, like, them getting 2 landfall things every single turn just seems so difficult to fight. So we're going to do this. Next turn, I can sack the Cryogen Relic to keep this locked down for a turn, which is nice. And ideally, we can find another blue source. If I find, obviously, just a straight-up island next turn, I can just play Tractor Beam. Oh, that is a really good turn. Oh my gosh, that's so good with the Assembler. Wow. All right, you know, opponent, if you can just play a common, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it very much if you just play it. If it's possible for you to just play a common. This is ridiculous. They played all uncommons. Oh, there it is. There it is. I mean, this is the issue. Like, you know, this format can be punishing, and if you do stumble a little bit, like, stuff like this can certainly happen. All right, there is the blue source here, so let's whew, this is tough. It's a lot of damage. I think I need to yoink the Siege Ship Agrarian. And then I take 6, and then they play the Whale. Alright. This thing just hits so hard and gives them so much value. Obviously, the Mechan Assembler is also quite nice here, so that's another thing I could have considered taking. If I play the Circuit-Feeder, I can give -2/-2 to something. I mean, and also, like, in general, I want to steal cards like the Mechan Assembler, but I just feel like I was going to take too much damage. Like, playing this... Maybe playing this was better. I don't know. Goodness. Okay, maybe it absolutely was better. Holy cow. They played a Wayfarer. Alright, I'm at 9. Okay, we drew another island. What do I want to do? Let's see. I mean, just killing a 2/2 here doesn't seem too bad, right? And then just having a 4/4 means that they can't really attack me too well. Alternatively, I can freeze the assembler. Maybe that buys me more time. And then I just play a self-craft Mechan. I think maybe that's actually better. Just play a 4-mana 3/4. This makes it less likely for me to just die to like a removal spell. I mean, it's not great. It certainly is not, but... Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, the quality of cards that they played in this game was just really, really high, and I just fell a little bit behind. So, not too much more to be. There's not too much more that needs to be said in this game, at least. The only thing for me is just the question of whether or not I want to play the tap land. Maybe I do. I don't have a card that gets me out of this. Alright, I'm at 2 life. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I could have taken the Assembler. The thing is, honestly, this is just... We certainly could have played a closer game there if maybe I mulliganed that hand. Casting spells, very important in Magic the Gathering. Alright, opponent on the play here. We have 2 islands, a swamp, divert, disaster, and some fine cards to play. We'll keep. What is this? Blinkmoth Nexus. That's a good one. Better than Inkmoth. Obviously good in like any deck you play. Zookeeper Mechan, sure. Okay. I mean, if I don't have a better turn 3 play, I will just play a 3-1. I don't understand this line. I guess they wanted to play around Divert Disaster. That just seems... mediocre at best. That's what I'm going to say about that. Do I just kill this and let them draw some cards? Just to get a little tempo back? Sure. Also, the Mechan makes it so that my Divert Disaster becomes worse. So, draw some cards. I'm the one with something in play. And next turn we can go Evangel plus Divert Disaster. And they just can't ramp into something bigger. So I think this is fine. Zookeeper... wait, okay. Slag Drill Scrapper. This is, okay. Definitely a collection of cards. Let's play the Evangel. And next turn, I'm probably just going to play Divert Disaster no matter what. Noting, you know what? Maybe I should play both. This actually works really well with Selfcraft Mechan. I don't know. I just realized, like, even if I don't counter something, I just get a lander, right? And then I can use that to sack to the Mechan and get extra value that way. So this becomes a 3-3, and then maybe I can pump this one. Okay, never mind. I will pump the... Ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. Why don't I just play the grab ship instead? And then play Mechan Navigator and get my loot going? Which one do I want to get back? Let's just get back the flyer. Discard a land. Alright. So now we have the grab ship in play, which can be a 3-powered life-linking flyer. I can even put a counter on it next turn, which is quite nice. They have 3 cards, and here is a Caveron Sky Warden. Okay. Then they can turn it into a 5/6, I guess. Sure. Alright, so we would like to find some kind of removal spell for that. Alright, so let's loot. That is a Cryogen Relic, which is pretty good. I guess we can pitch one of the Monoists. Let's play Cryogen Relic. Okay. And... let's play this. Make this large. That's a Monoist Circuit-Feeder, which is great. And we don't have a good attack here. Alright, I mean, we drew a bunch of cards there. That was nice. Now, I don't know if I should have sacked the Lander there or the Relic. I think the Relic was better. I mean, it draws me the same number of cards. And they're not really in a position to attack me that much. What is happening here? Oh, that's huge. Wow. That is ridiculous. Okay. But the thing is, they have to tap their Skywarden, and then we can actually hit them back for a good amount next turn. So that's really good for us. Oh, and with the lifelink from the Circuit-Feeder, whoo! That is nice. Alright, so let's go Circuit-Feeder. I guess I should have looted first in case I find a cryogen whatever. But it's fine. Let's do this. Let's get a loot going. Pitch the swamp. Alright. So we're at 27, they're at 11. I did kill their atmospheric greenhouse. I do have a 4/3 lifelinker. I do have some interaction in my deck. Not a ton. And I did use the Lost in Space, but hopefully the Codecracker Hound can help dig into what I need here. Melded Moxite. So yeah, they have like a... I mean, it's an interesting deck. It's like a red-green artifacts deck. But given my life total, it's really hard for them to get in good attacks. They have this Skywarden, and so if they have any removal spells, obviously they're going to run it out. But they're still just not going to attack me with the Skywarden. I don't think. Alright. Tractor Beam would be good. And I'm looking at 3 cards here. Draw my card for the turn. And that is a land, so... why don't we go ahead and warp this in. See if we can find something. Let's take the Mechan. And I can play the Mechan now, but it doesn't really give me a good attack, so why don't we just... and now I have the choice, right? Like, I can either warp this and play the Monoist, or I just play the Whale. I kind of just want to play the Whale. Just get more good stats in play here, making it very, very tough for them. If it's a land, I don't want it. Virus Beetle, I think, is actually still good enough here, where I'm going to keep it. Like, they still have 3 cards in hand, and I think some of them are going to be good or relevant spells. They can't just have all lands, right? So... but next turn, I'm still going to be leading things out with the Codecracker Hound, just to try to find, again, like, they're kind of all in on the Caveron Skywarden living, and once we get that off the battlefield, it's going to be very nice. And let's see, what do I have? I have the 1 mana card that gives -5, -0. Lost in Space I don't have. I have Tractor Beam. Do I have anything else? That might be it. Really? That's pretty sad. Alright, well, we're digging for the Tractor Beam. Also, we can just play a million creatures, right? Like, I don't care about Fungal Colossus. I don't care about the Kov Landseeker. Like, if I find a Tractor Beam right now, right here, right now, that is so much damage. Command Bridge or Island. I'll put Island into my hand. I think I should get this in play before it doesn't do anything. Got a land, okay. And I guess I just don't need more lands. What do I want to pump, though? Let's just pump the Whale. Alright, another Virus Beetle. And I only have 5... yeah, this is not good enough. Alright, 9 cards left. We've looked at lots of cards. What else do they have left? One card here. There is the Drix Fatemaker that's exiled. They have a Blinkmoth Nexus that they can block with. Hopefully I have enough. That's a Harmonious Grove Strider. Honestly, I don't really care about that. Although now my Virus Beetle doesn't do anything. Oh, if they crack their thing now, maybe they won't be able to play something this turn. Okay. In which case, Virus Beetle does do something. Ooh, I forgot about Alpha Rail. Okay. So I guess I'll just play that first, see what we find. We have certainly good card draw. Although, honestly, Virus Beetle might be good. They didn't play something. Well. The alternative is to play the discard Monoist and Unravel. Maybe that's better. Because I think they drew a spell this turn. That way I can play Virus Beetle plus Tractor Beam. Yeah, I actually think this is correct. Ho ho ho! We got an anti-causal Vestige. And I'm just doing the math here, okay? Because they go to 3, and then I have 4, 5, 6 attackers. And they have 4 blockers. Let's yoink that. Oh, they have the Nexus that can block as well, though. So I think if I just attack like this, I'm looking pretty good. And the next turn I can just attack with everything. Okay. Because I don't think I have a lethal attack. Because the Nexus can block one of my 4 power creatures. Sure. So now they go to 7, and next turn I swing with everything. I mean, my flyers alone kill them here. And even if they go Drix Fatemaker on their Grove Strider, I'm at 35 life. So that's simply just not enough. So fortunately, we basically had so much card draw, we eventually found everything that we needed. And that ended up being very, very good for us. All right. And they had a solid deck, too. Solid red-green value deck. With artifacts and some landers. Like, I actually like their deck a fair amount. We just kind of outcarded our opponent there. And we came out on top. All right, 1-1. All right, opponent on the play here. Ooh, this hand is fantastic. 2 islands, a swamp, Cryogen Relic, Virus Beetle, Alpha Rail, and a Code Cracker Hound. Love everything about this hand. All right, swamp. No turn 1 play from the opponent. What do I play turn 2? I guess it depends on what they play turn 2, right? So they played a Virus Beetle. I'll pitch a land. And I will play... I guess I'll just play a 2-mana 2-2. Alright, black-red, what you got? Caesarean Voidborn, sure. Let's play Alpha Rail. I think I'm just going to pitch this Virus Beetle. Most likely. Yeah. Like, black-red is actually quite grindy. Black-red is actually quite grindy, so... And I think they really want to kill the Alpha Rail, so I don't want to attack with this, because I want to block the Voidborn. That land is incredible, by the way. Depressurize, yep, that's what I thought. Now, if they go double removal spell, so be it, right? I'm surprised they liked that trade. Oh, they must have the Void draw card spell. No, it's just another Virus Beetle, okay. Let's draw some cards. Let's draw some cards. Like, they're not really putting that much pressure on me. So I want to do it this way. But that Starforge is... Like, that's the card... That land single-handedly beats blue-black. Scrounge for Eternity. Okay, sure. Oh, and they get a lander. That's pretty good. Alright, let's just play a whale here. Certainly don't need lands anymore. They have 1 card left. I'll keep the Mechan. I mean, the Mechan's just fantastic here, right? With the Cryogen Relics, too. They're sacking their lander, they're hitting me, and then they also have the Starforge here. So, Gonna need to get some damage into the skies here. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill the whale. But because if they don't, then I can like pump this and kill that. Let's see what happens. They're reading their card. One card in hand. So let's see. I play the Circuit-Feeder this next turn, and then and then there's a really good chance, like off the Mechan and the card draw from the Relic, I'll find land number 7 to play Codecracker Hound on turn 7. So did they main phase this? Why? Why? But they're gonna sack the 2/2 here? Oh, vote out. What an incredible turn. What an incredible turn. Alright, let's kill the Voidborn. This sucks because I could have gotten in for 3 extra point of damage, but I do think it's still better for me to play the Circuit-Feeder here than the Mechan. So they just top deck this card. Whatever this card is, total top deck. Total top deck. We now have to keep pace with a Secluded Starforge. Not ideal. We're blocking. Okay, so they're going to make a thing. And we drew the land. Alright, so let's go Mechan. And I'm just going to make a big flyer. And this is obviously just an incredible combo. Relic plus Mechan. I mean, they could have easily drawn another removal spell here, but so be it. My question is whether or not I should warp this or play this. And a lot of it will depend on what I find off the Relic. Okay, Command Bridge, Graph Pack, Monoist. Okay. 5 in the air. I actually just kind of want to play the flyer, honestly. Alright, they made a 2/2. Like, even if they kill my Mechan, which I don't think they're going to do anyways. Or if they tap their artifacts and pump one of their things, that's also fine. That's a Virus Beetle, sure. Alright, flyers for the win here. Hopefully. I'm going to warp this. Probably find something that I can block with. Okay, I'll put the grab ship in my hand. What do I have in my graveyard that's really good? Let's play the grab ship. And there's, well, let's see, Mechan. I think I'm looking at Mechan and Alpha Rail. There's also the whale. Kind of like the Mechan here, I think. Let's pump that. I could also just Cryo Shatter one of these 2/2s. 7 damage. Alright, and let's pass. So I have this lone 3/4 blocker, but I'm getting damage in disguise. If they kill my Mechan... Like, the thing is that at this point, like, I don't even mind if... Okay, wow, good draw. Good draw. Alright, so now I'm going to take 6, go to 9. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a tractor beam. There's no world where I can actually station this, I don't think. Alright, let's play the Codecracker Hound. And now I'm going to play it a little bit more careful, just because I don't think I have a lethal. Let's put Unravel into our hand. So this requires a cost of 8. So if I hit them for 7, put them to 4. Yeah, I think this is the play. And then just keep up Unravel. then I should be safe. Because the creature doesn't get haste. So, I mean, this is 8 damage coming in, and I have a blocker, and I have a counterspell up. There you go. And that should be game. Because none of their creatures have evasion, and I can block with the Hound, and then the Circuit Feeder wins. All right, so this was a really, really nice display of, you know, I think just like getting a lot of advantages off of, you know, all the card draw spells that I have. I mean, this is just textbook blue-black control. You know what I mean? So I do like this a fair amount. Let's do this, and we go to 2. 2 is not 0. And that is game. All right. Happy about that. Let's keep going. 2-1 with a very smooth draw with our blue-black control deck. I mean, I think given that I have like the double blue counterspell, Monoist Circuit-Feeder, and Tractor Beam, playing the blue-black tap land makes sense just to be able to cast all my spells. So maybe in this instance I should have played it. I'm mulliganing this hand, okay? I'm mulliganing this hand. Fear not. We have an affinity for swamps in our deck. All right, what do I have here? I'm gonna bottom the Monoist, I think. I like both my 2-drops better than my 3-drop. And this is better in case I don't draw land number 3. We'll see where this goes. On the draw here, turn 1 Gene Pollinator, turn 2 Zookeeper Mechan. Not a great place to be here. I'm going to play Virus Beetle here because they have a 1/3. It's really unlikely that I'm going to be able to attack or tap the Navigator. So I'm going to play the 1/1 here because if I draw a land, then I can play Faller's Faithful and kill my Virus Beetle to draw 2 more lands. Or to draw 2 more cards. What an incredible start here from the opponent. 1, 2, 3. All great cards in this lander deck. So this is going to be tough. This is certainly going to be tough. Let's play Faller's Faithful here. Wow, they can even sack the lander. That's ridiculous. Anyways, hopefully this 3-1 gets us out of this. We did draw a land here. But yeah, I mean, look at this. They have 6 mana next turn. Turn 4, they have 6 mana with 3 creatures in play. I am so far behind after this mulligan. They must have... Nope. Well, that does not seem like a great trade. I thought they had a Biosynthetic Burst or something. Okay. Lash Whip Predator. Whew. Goodness. I mean, the play here is to bounce the Predator and then use Divert Disaster on it later. I kind of want to land. I'll take the land. I want to get the Circuit Feeder. Biomech. What? This deck is so good! Oh my gosh. It's okay. Wait. Oh, yeah. If they use their lander, though, then they won't be able to play their big creature, so that's good. I have Mechan Navigator, which I think I want. And then I can Divert Disaster, the big thing. And then I can... Yeah, I want to counter that. And then if I draw a land, I can play Monoist Circuit-Feeder, which is good. So land here would be great. Land, any lands? All right. Okay, so let's go. Monoist Circuit-Feeder. This is looking fantastic for us. And now do I attack? Let's discard the Evangel. Okay. Alright, they're on just 6 lands with 2 landers now, and I have a 4/4 flyer. So this is looking excellent. And I have a Fell Grav Ship. That is an Ice Cave Crasher, though. Okay. Virus Beetle. Ugh. Not great. I guess I'm going to make a 4/5 here to trade with the Ice Cave Crasher. So, I mean, I'm not technically down a card, right? I mean, this just like, imagine this just like 2 mana cycle, basically. So they're sacking their lander. I mean, they can hit me for a lot with this, I guess. But I do have the blocker, and I have the Fell Grab Ship. Grab Ship. Okay, ooh, another Mechan, sure. 1 card in hand for the opponent. And if they kill my Circuit Feeder, I can get it back with the Grab Ship, which is why I'm not actively looking to Grab Ship right now. If they pump my Crasher, obviously I just block. Okay. We take 4 trample. And now they can pump their Mechan too. So that's a thing. What do I do now? Lots of good options, honestly. The Mechans aren't looking particularly great here. I wonder if I just want, like, a looter instead. Well, we'll see what we hit, actually. Okay, my opponent just scooped. Too much value. Too much value. They had a really good start, but then they got flooded at the end. Which, you know, will occasionally happen with these lander decks, but I also drew well. I absolutely drew well. Like, there was a moment in that game where it looked really bad for us. And the combination of bouncing their 5/7, countering the 5/7, playing an artifact creature, and then playing the Monoist Circuit thing to kill their Biomech Engineer, we just systematically dealt with all of their threats. And then all of a sudden, we ended up, you know, just up cards and won that game. All right, opponent on the play again. We have Island, 2 Swamps, Virus Beetle, Lightless Evangel, Grab Pack Monoist, and a Self-Craft Mechan. Totally fine hand. Our opponent with Mount. Ooh, Rust Harvester is a good one. It's got Menace too, randomly. All right, probably a blue-red deck. It sure is, and a Cryogen Relic. That's as good of a start as you could ask for, definitely. Do I want Mechan Navigator or Virus Beetle? This has more upside. Let's try that. The fact that they have an artifact that they can sacrifice and then use with the Rust Harvester is ridiculous. I think I'd rather just have lands. And I'm not really gonna try digging here. The plan here is to just keep putting evade. Like, I'm just trying to put pressure on my opponent here and use my card draw later. Like, they can kill my Mechan Navigator here with the Rust Harvester. Yeah. So that's what they're gonna choose to do. They're waiting, I guess? Why? What if I have the... Okay. Sure. Maybe they're going to target my Monoist? I guess so. Alright, fair enough. I kind of want to play a Mechan here, but I kind of don't want to sack anything. Is that bad? Maybe I sack the Navigator. Because next turn, it's a better use of my mana to go Codecracker Hound plus Virus Beetle. Yeah, let's sack this. Alright. Ooh, Monoist Circuit-Feeder. Good. So they played Starbreach Whale, which is fine. I guess they're going to attack because they're never blocking with the Rust Harvester, right? They put an artifact into the graveyard. That's so gross. Alright. We snuck damage through. Always a good feeling. I guess we'll do this. See what we hit. Oh, wow. Cryogen Relic or Cryo Shatter? Cryogen Relic, baby. Alright. Are these all artifacts? They are, right? So this is for 4. If they kill something... Okay. Bombard... Oh, no. This is so bad. That is so, so bad. Okay, do they have no more artifacts in their graveyard? Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Let's see. Lost in Space is an interesting one. Like, maybe they don't want the Rust Harvester anymore. I kind of want to do it now. And I do not want the land. Okay, and they chose to keep it, sure. Melded Moxite, okay. Yeah, and that's going to work with the Rusted Harvester. It absolutely is. They discarded Cryo Shatter. How good is their hand, if that's what they did? Hope they don't have a counterspell, I guess. Alright, 4 in the air. Or, excuse me, 4 on the ground. Melded Moxite, let's see what happens. I mean, if they kill my Circuit Feeder, it is kind of annoying. I might have to use my Relic here to slow down the whale. And try to come back. Because if they kill my Circuit Feeder, I don't have much of a board. And given that they Cryo Shattered, yeah, they did have a removal spell. So we take 5 damage here. And an Ilvoy Infiltrator with 1 card left in hand. Okay. Well, let's start by doing that. And probably playing these two makes a lot of sense. Actually, I could also just play Codecracker Hound and see what I find. Fell Graph Ship seems good. And then we can play the Graph Pack Monoist. And we pass. What can I get back with the Graph Ship? The problem is my creatures aren't like super strong. But it does give, I mean, it does give, this is a lifelinker, which is nice. Man, our opponent got so much value this game. I mean, so did we, but I mean, this has just been a really good back and forth game, I think. Nebula Dragon, really? Oh, God. And they just went to the face? Oh my goodness. I'm at 2 life. I guess I'm gonna play a Starbreach Whale. It blocks the dragon. Don't want the lands. So what happens here? This blocks here. This chumps here. Then this blocks here, this blocks here. The question is whether or not I want to get the Graph Ship in play to get something back. Or do I just play a Mechan Navigator as just another good blocker? I think I just want another blocker, so let's try this. But we are in rough shape here. Like, any removal spell kills us. Yeah, these sculpt... Yeah, I mean, they had a premium blue-red artifacts deck. Really great stuff. So, no shame in losing to that deck either. So we have, what are we at? 3 and 2? 3 and 2? All right. Well, one loss was to some mana issues against a solid deck. And this was, I mean, that Rust thing in blue-red with that start. Like, we have some removal, but not enough. So those types of cards will get us very, very good. Have we won a die roll yet? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep this hand. It's another fine hand. Alright, turn 2 Starbreach Whale playing against a blue-black deck. We have a turn 2 Divert Disaster into a Codecracker Hound. You know, it's weird. Like, I would have loved to pick up a Nutrient Block. I feel like that's almost a free-ish card for my Mechans. Oh, that changes things. I guess I'll just play a Navigator. Cloud Sculpt Technician. Well, I can't really attack, I guess. Alright, let's warp you. The thing is, playing it doesn't really do much. I'll take the Grav Ship over the Starbreach Whale, I think. The Grav Ship also works really well with the Mechan Navigator. And lets me rebuy the Monoist Circuit-Feeder. So lots of good reasons. Lots of good reasons. 2 in the air. Oh, wait. You didn't even attack for 2 in the air. Chicken much? Okay, I'm just gonna play this as a 3-4 here. I just want to have more artifacts in play. I don't want to put all my eggs into one Self-Craft Mechan, and the Navigator works really well with the Grav Ship. But it looks like they're pretty committed to playing a control strategy, given that they didn't attack last turn. Also they should have, like, okay, I mean, I'm assuming the Cloud Sculpt Technician is not attacking here, given what's happening. I mean, they do have lots of good control elements here. Wait, what is happening here? Okay, so they're a disrespectful 3-color deck, because there's a black 2-drop, a blue 3-drop, and a Kov Landseeker. Fair enough. Play Codecracker Hound. Wow, we're getting all kinds of action. I guess I'll take the counter spell. But we're like hitting 2 spells every time. But I do think the Unravel should be a solid card in this matchup. So if I counter this and they pay for it, I get a lander. And then that pumps up my Monoist Circuit-Feeder, so why don't we do that? I mean, they're gonna pay for it. What? What on earth? Okay. Do they have their own counterspell? Like, what's happening here? I'm going to hold on to the Grav Ship. Like I said, I want to loop the Monoist Circuit-Feeder. Given how many cards they have, I am setting up for a longer game. That I absolutely am countering. Because it's a draw 3 in this type of matchup. And Wormwheel, okay, that's fine. Although they still have the stupid 2-mana counter available. So I kind of want to play around it if I can. The thing is, like, what do I even have to get back with the Grav Ship? Like, maybe I just play the Grav Ship. And then get back, like, a Starbreach Whale. Yeah, let's try that, I guess. Yeah, I don't hate Virus Beetle here. The question is whether or not I play it now. Sure. If you want to counter that, go for it. There you go. You got me. You got me. All this time and effort. Disaster diverted. Okay. Alright. Well, you know what? I'm happy that we sequenced everything the way that we did. I shouldn't be playing any more lands here because I have Navigator for plus Grab Ship. I do have 3 artifacts in play, so the Circuit Feeder can deal 4 damage if needed. They still have 3 cards in hand though, and they've done a lot of surveilling, so I fully expect them to have some removal. Like if they kill the Grab Ship, it's I guess not great. I'll easily take 4 damage. And it could be an oh! Okay, well, they had a Wrath. What can you do, right? I have 9 cards left to beat my opponent now. I'll keep the Virus Beetle, and I guess I'll keep the land. I'll start playing out my lands now. All right, well, I think the Virus Beetle should be able to get something important here. Possibility Technician on the Warp. Okay. Dubious Delicacy. Sure. Wow, what is happening? This is insane. Boom, get your Mechanozoa. What is there a red splash for? Is it... I guess it's Possibility Technician and Cav Landseeker? Sure. Alright, I'll take that. What do I want to do? I'm at 14. They can basically always play the thing. Yep. So I'm going to kill my Virus Beetle. Response. Decline. We'll pass. Yeah, I mean, that Wrath plus Mill is probably going to get me. And the Possibility Technician drawing them all these cards. I dislike greatly that there are so many sweepers in this format. There's like 6. It's so many, you know what I mean? Alright. Let's attack. Alright, 13 to 12. We're both kind of top decking here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me see how many spells I have. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Okay, I have 1 land left in my deck, so that is a fantastic sign. They can gain life with the Delicacy. And drawing a Monoist obviously was very good here. They're going to take it. Alright, so they're at 9. We have another threat. And we pass. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 lands left in their deck. Comet Crawler is interesting. I will yoink that. So they don't gain life. And then now they have to chump block my 3/4. And they go to 3. Okay. Are we going to beat the Wrath and all this card draw shenanigans? I think so. We're looking okay. It's another land from the opponent. Woo! That is a good feeling. That is always a good feeling. Our opponent had lots of good cards, lots of good ways to get value, lots of removal, and I didn't think, like I thought, especially after they played the Cavlance, the rare red creature after the Wrath, I thought they were just going to win that game just because they were going to be up too many resources, but we somehow got there, and I'm very, very happy for it. All right, 4 and 2 on the play. We have Island, 3 Swamps, Tractor Beam, Starbreach Whale, and Fell Graveship. So nothing that plays to the board, but hopefully, and this is why we play the Starbreach Whale, we're on the play now too. We get to play the Whale on turn 2, warp it in, and try to find an impactful play on turn 3. All right, Forest into Edge Rover off. They mulliganed. Okay, we drew another land. All right, given that they played a turn 1 Edge Rover, we absolutely want to find something to play here. Oh, God. I mean, I'm going to take the Cryo Shatter. Do I want the Island too? I don't think I want the Island. I'll take the Cryo Shatter, though. Like, the Island lets me play a Tractor Beam, but I'd rather just naturally draw the Island later if that happens. Siege Ship, Brood Tender. All right, so they're Salt High value. Whew. They milled some good stuff there. The way I look at this, by the way, is if they attack me with the Rover just to get a lander, well, guess what? I mean, I get to sack that lander too. Comet Crawler. Sure. All right, we did draw the Island here. So I can track... Do I have a way to get green mana? That would be pretty cool. Probably should just take the Brood Tender here, because it's got a good activated ability. Next turn I can just play the Whale. They might sack the Rover here. Alright. So I get a lander too, which honestly is not terrible. But I am at 12. And they're going to sack the lander. Okay, this buys me a little bit of breathing room, and now I get to play the Whale. Continue sculpting my draw. Oh, I do have a way to sack this. I have the 1 tap land. Oh, wow. I don't want the Evangel, but I will certainly take a Monoist Circuit-Feeder here. Although, right now, it only does... It gives -2, -0. So hopefully they play a 2 toughness creature. There you go. I mean, I'll kill anything. Oh! This is literally the best rare in the set. It's actually the best rare in the set. They just warped it and drew 2 cards. They play it again later, and it's... Yeah. Alright, well, you know what? If I lose to a Quantum Riddler, so be it. Biomechan Engineer. Okay, so... What are you? You're blue... Okay, this Comet Crawler is certainly filler, but they've got extreme levels of power here. Don't kill this too! Get lost! Wow, they have the 1 black removal spell here too. Oh no, it's a vote out? Woo! Woo! Spicy deck, Maverick! Spicy, spicy deck. Holy cow. Alright, well... Let's kill the Biomechan Engineer at least. But we are not winning this game. And the thing is, I actually like my deck. I think it's a totally fine deck, but there's... We just ran into some really strong decks, and, you know, if they resolve a Quantum Riddler, they resolve a Quantum Riddler. It's a 5-mana 4/6 flyer that draws them 2... This thing drew them 4 cards! This is not reasonable. This could be a constructed card, potentially. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm blocking. This is unbelievable. All right, I need something. Oh my! Can you imagine if I had another Tractor Beam for that? Obviously, I didn't know they had this when I cast this one. You have another play? You only have 2 mana. No, you only have 1 mana. No, 2 mana, 2 mana, 2 mana. Germinating Worm. Oof. Heck of a deck there, opponent. Heck of a deck. Hold on. I think I play this first. To see if I can find something for this. Let's sack the artifact. Pump the Mechan. That does nothing. That does nothing. They're gonna draw 2 more cards? Oh my gosh. Who designed this card? I'm gonna blame Ben White's. Just for no reason. Oh, okay. Let's get this back, I guess. I'm gonna take some damage now so that I can maybe at least gain some life with the Grav Ship. This game drew them... This is a 4/6 flyer that drew them 6 cards. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on such things? Do you think that's good or bad? Ay. -3. Okay, let's target the Zealot, I guess. They're gonna draw 2 more cards. Why? Why does it have to keep triggering? I don't understand. Like, why can't it just be like, when this enters, draw a card, and if you have, not just like this static Howling Mine effect. Anyways. Bombs be bombing. Let me just double check if it's... Yeah. Are you ready for this? Among top users, it has a 71% win rate. And against against the average drafter... Oh, no, sorry. It's number 2 behind Ouroboros. It's 66.1%. That is an obscene number. All right, we're at 1. Uh-huh. Hey, okay. Worm Whale Sweeper. We found their somewhat filler level card. Oh. I guess they're actually more black-green with the double splash on the Riddler. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, okay. And if you're trying to get to the late game, the Comet Crawler also makes sense. Great deck, Maverick. If you can voluntarily bounce the Riddler to your hand so that I can counter it, that would be wonderful. I can double block here, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep up Unravel. Maybe we'll deck them. Oh, no, sorry. It only draws them 1 extra card. My bad. It's only drawn them like 5 cards. Yeah, uh-huh. I'm probably dead. Many people would have conceded 3 turns ago. But for me, I want you to feel the power of the Riddler. Like, we're playing lots of things and we have good cards, but man, we cannot kill that thing. Alright, 2 more cards for the opponent. Alright, we can go like Mechan, sack Relic, put a counter on the Circuit-Feeder, and that blocks pretty well. What if they just like deck themselves? So they can't really attack with the Riddler. because I can double block with the circuit feeder and grab ship. They can't just attack with the sweeper. Oh, never mind. They drew grab kill. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so we have to go here, here. Oh, these blocks are terrible. All right. I now tap out. After the grab kill, I tap out. All right. Well, you know what? I will say, I mean, despite everything, I actually felt like we had a very solid deck that didn't have like a ton of crazy bombs. So winning 4 matches with just a nice streamlined blue-black control deck. We had the Circuit Feeder, which was one of the better cards in our deck. The Mechan could have been a little better. I would have liked to have a little more fodder. We had some. We had some counterspell, some interaction. I could have used more black removal, right? I could have used a depressurize or a grav kill. I did have a Faller's Faithful, which I absolutely would have used on their 4/6. And then, of course, tractor beaming that creature also would have been nice. So, yeah, I mean, our interaction was a little bit on the lower side. I did play some counter magic as well to kind of help shore that up. But all in all, I thought our deck was fine. We lost to one of the best rares in the entire set. And there's lots of bombs in this format. And you're going to need to make sure that you have the appropriate answers. Maybe I had a chance to take a graph kill over something. But all in all, I thought this was a decently synergistic deck with a reasonable mana curve and just enough interaction where with the right matchups, I think this could have gotten a trophy even. Now, one thing I will note is the one thing I wish I would have done is probably mulligan that hand the first loss and perhaps just play the command bridge right away. Like I said, I had a couple of double blue spells, I had a double black spell, and given some of those mana requirements, I feel like I probably should have played the bridge. Additionally, I have double Mechan Navigator, and that is a mini combo as well, which lets me get some loots in. I will note that the Navigator was just okay. I mean, it's just like, if you don't have spacecrafts, it's just fine. And so note that this card's very, very good with gene pollinators and spacecrafts. And given that our deck only had the one spacecraft, it could have definitely been better. But, I think it's still just a 2-mana, 2/1 artifact creature with some upside that synergizes with everything else is absolutely worth playing. And I still think it was a better option to play that over something like a Mechan Shieldmate. But all in all, reasonably happy with the deck. 4-3. Think it could have done better, but we lost to some good decks, so it's all good. Shout out to that rare. I would love to open the Quantum Riddler. Hopefully we can do it in tomorrow's video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you wanted to support the channel in a different way, I do have a Patreon. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Lots of good resources if you join the Patreon to up your limited game. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. You need deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more? Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. I actually just completely lost myself, so I'm going to do the TCG ad read again. They're the place for boxes and singles. Hit that affiliate link in the description below. Sometimes it's like a mono stream of consciousness. Sometimes you forget. It's all good. Most of you already clicked off anyways. So the only people that are embarrassed are me and maybe some of you that still stuck around till the very end. If you did, comment below. Let me know if I actually messed up that ad read. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.